back, relax, and maybe get yourself a snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hey guys, so I am here today to do a miniature book haul. I did promise that there would be another one coming fairly soon, as I had a couple of books that I'd ordered and a couple of books that I was kind of expecting to come fairly soon, and they have arrived. So just a small one, but very exciting, I think. Let's just dive straight in. The first book is one I ordered for myself, which I admit I don't do that often. I do get sent a lot of books, which I'm always really, really grateful for. So I tend to try and focus on reading the ones I've been sent rather than ordering new books for myself. But occasionally a book comes up that you just, it sounds really like your thing, or it's by an author that I already love, and occasionally I do buy my own books, and this is one of the books that I just could not resist buying. I actually heard about this from Petrick. I'll link his channel down below. If you haven't already subscribed to him, you definitely should. He uploads all the time and is super, super on it with fantasy and has very, very similar taste to me. So if you like my channel, I'm sure you're going to like his as well. And he keeps raving about this book on Twitter, on Facebook, on everything, and especially on his channel as well. So if you want a full review from him there, I'll link that as well. But yeah, it definitely made me want to buy this. And the book is Dragon Mage by M.L. Spencer. It's a beast, as you can see. It's chunky AF, which I'm very excited about because I'm really in the mood for like big fantasy at the moment. That's kind of the thing that I'm taking my time with and really enjoying right now. So this was completely up my alley. And I mean, to be honest, I didn't even need to know very much about it because the cover itself is just really cool. The fact that it's about dragons and wizards and mages, like, tick every box. I've also read some previous books by M.L. Spencer because she was previously an entrant into the SBFBO, so I have read some of her works before and enjoyed them, but I think this is her first like epic fantasy rather than kind of more urban. So I'm really excited to give this a go. It comes in at a whopping almost 800 pages, so it is a chunky one, but it does sound like a lot of fun. So we are following a young boy called Aram, who is a misfit from a small fishing village, but of course there is more to him than meets the eye. In fact, more than he even realises himself. He actually contains some powerful magic within him, which is so powerful and so rare and potent that people would actually kill for this magic. And I believe he goes to a warrior mage academy where he is going to learn to be a dragon rider, which all sounds really up my street. I think it's going to be pretty heavy on the magic, which I love. So I'm really excited, and this is a self-published book, which I always love supporting as well. So really looking forward to getting to this. I've got a couple of other books that I'm currently reading, but as soon as those are done, I think this will be high up on my next to-read list. The next book is one I actually requested from Orbit, the publisher, and I'm really excited. It's one that I'm reading right now, in fact, and that is this one, Son of the Storm by Suyi Davis Ukenbauer. I'm probably saying that really wrong, and I apologise if so. But you guys, look at this cover. It is one of the most beautiful covers I've ever seen in fantasy. I just love it. I think it's incredibly evocative and beautiful and really kind of speaks to the era and the place and the mythos that this story is inspired by. We are following a couple of different characters actually. I'm about 100 pages into this, so I'm not a huge way yet, but I'm really enjoying it. We're following a main character called Danzo, and Danzo seems to be incredibly gifted. He has a memory that is really, really powerful, and he's kind of in training to be, I believe they're called a Yali or a Jali, which is kind of like the storytellers of this world, the chroniclers, if you will. He's in training there, but he's kind of a bit of a misfit because his mother and father were from different castes of society, and therefore everyone looks down on him because his skin colour is not quite right for this world. So he's always kind of felt like a bit of an outcast, and he's kind of trying his best to fit in the school, but finding it very difficult to really adapt to their way of teaching and learning. He's often late to everything, and he kind of does his own thing a lot, which I like about him so far. And then we have his intended, who is called Ishemi, daughter of Nem, and Ishemi is quite an interesting character. It seems like as we're going through the story, we're uncovering a bit more about her. She seems a little bit more in the loop than he is, but still kind of an outcast because her mother is a fixer, which means that all the nobles go to her to get problems fixed, and obviously that's a little bit underhanded. So Ishemi is a little bit of an outcast just by association with being her mother's daughter. So they are a strange pairing, and they're not really even friends when we pick up the story, but I have a feeling that they are going to end up kind of working together as the story goes on. I'm not sure if it's going to be for good or evil at the moment. I feel like both of them have kind of different elements to them, which make them feel a little bit like they could be not just black and white good characters. So I'm intrigued. I'm really enjoying it. There's a lot of different representation in this, which I'm also really enjoying. Everyone in this seems to have dark brown or black skin, and then light brown skin as well. So it's very much not a Western fantasy. It's inspired by much different kind of landscapes, and I'm really enjoying seeing that so far. So yeah, looking forward to kind of carrying on with this one. And honestly, this cover is to die for. Like, I love it so much. It's just incredibly beautiful, and the moment it arrived I was like, oh, I have to read that because look at that cover. This comes out in May this year, so a little bit of a wait, but I will hopefully have a review up before then for you guys to get really excited about it, and fingers crossed I end up really enjoying it. We'll see. So far so good. The next book I was sent by the author, and that is this one. It is a young children's. It's A Lesser in Atlantis, The Forbidden Bile by Nathalie Lane, and I was very excited to get this one sent to me. I don't read an awful lot of young adult or children's kind of fantasy middle grade stuff, but I'm really trying to get into it a little bit more because I tend to find I really enjoy them when I read them. So this one is obviously underwater, as you can see from the cover, which is really cartoony and fun. We are, of course, following our main character Alessia, and apparently she has trouble with her emotions quite frequently at school, and one day she gets capsized in a boat and she ends up going into Atlantis, hence the name. And when she is there, she kind of finds out that actually some of her family members might have been originally from Atlantis, and so she goes on a kind of quest to uncover her heritage and find out about this world under the sea. It's definitely a children's story because she is 12 years old, so I will let you guys know what I think of this. It's quite short and probably a nice quick read, so I'm looking forward to diving into this for a little bit of light-hearted fantasy fun. And then the next one I was sent was also sent to me by the author. This is The Sword in the Street by C.M. Kaplan. I am definitely excited about this. I believe it's an LGBT story, so the two main characters are both male. We have John and his boyfriend, who is called Edwin, and I believe that John is a swordsman, but he's not the best swordsman, and Edwin is into thaumaturgy and generally kind of magic use. So one day Edwin meets a new person, a new sorcerer, who tells him that she can help, and she can kind of help with boosting up power for him to give to John so that John can become a better swordsperson, which sounds intriguing to Edwin, so he goes for it. But of course things don't quite go to plan, and then it seems as though they're going to end up embroiled in a situation where they are kind of battling with how far they're willing to go to get what they need and what is going on around them, like how the other swords people are and their sponsors, and lots of other kind of political manoeuvring going on in the background as well. So it sounds like a lot of fun. Again, quite different. I really enjoy LGBT stories. I feel like there's a lot more of them starting to come out in fantasy, which I'm really pleased about and I'm really enjoying. So this is another one that I'm definitely looking forward to getting to fairly soon. And the final one that I have to talk about today is actually a book I've already read, and it's one that I picked up because I love the physical editions of these and I just think they look beautiful on the shelf, so I had to get myself a physical copy, and that is this one, Hollowpox, which is the third one in the Nevermore series by Jessica Townsend. Honestly, this is one of my favourite series ever for like children's middle grade style fantasy. It's just so cute and wonderful and heartwarming and beautiful, and this particular book I've done a full review of, so I'll link that below, but it definitely focuses on a kind of pandemic, which is ironic considering the world we're in, but it's a much more hopeful look at a pandemic and how we can come out the other side, all through the lens of a very fantastical group of friends, very wacky, very weird characters, but a really fun world, and just such an enjoyable adventure every time I read one of these. I'm super excited already for the next book to come out, and I hope that this author just keeps them going and keeps the quality up, because every book in this series so far I think I've given 4.5 to 5 stars to, because they're just so fun and lovely. So I highly recommend the Nevermore series if you haven't read it before, and I definitely think this will be one that loads of you, adults, children, anywhere in between, would love. So that's it. Those are the books that I picked up recently or got sent recently, and I'm very excited about all of them, and I hope you guys will let me know in the comments which ones you want me to read first. Obviously, Son of the Storm is already in the works, so after that, which one should I read? And yeah, thank you all for watching. I will see you very soon in another video. Bye guys!
Thank you for watching my video today. Go pick up a book, then come back and chat with me again.